done this to a real live girl. What does that suggest that he did do it to? Could be a little necrophilia. When that song came out, I don't know if they had plastic blow-up dolls. These are the things I think about because they are clearly very important. Well, let's see what Susan thinks about notifications for today as we get started here. Big Green found his way in. Hey, pal. But definitely necrophilia. Yeah, that's what I think. I never really thought about the lyrics of that song till I just, for whatever reason, Big Green popped into my head as we were starting here. It's like, oh, because that, real live girl. That suggests that he has done whatever it is he's doing with some form of a girl, right? Hey, Chester and Nolan. Let me move this a little. Nolan's here. Max Wolf, Night Danger. Indo's in. Sarah Fuchs is here. Anbu. Hey, Brax. Break time stream. Let's go. All right. Spaz Kids at work right now. Good to see you, pal. I was going to check in with you later to see how work's going and everything. Max is here. Mortem's here. Jack Gates. Erwin Elf. Hey, Erwin. Good to see you again, pal. Ashley's here. Isaac's in again. Yeah, hey, Lude and Code. Yeah, we got Spaz Kid in with us for a little bit. I told you guys he's an AT&T employee now. He's doing good, but I always knew he would be doing good. Indo says Saints versus Chargers 7 p.m. Yeah, some are. I was gonna say you might see some starters because this is the final week of the preseason, but I don't know. Some of the like the game last night, Mahomes didn't play at all. Rodgers didn't play at all, so some of the teams are going with. Used to be years ago, even the quarterbacks, when you got to the last game of the preseason, they'd give them some, real reps with real competition. But I guess it's a risk reward thing anymore. Yeah, doing pretty good getting settled in now, Jack. We got a lot of the furniture in. I'm waiting on a couple more pieces that we had to order, but we're getting really close. And then I got some extra stuff I want to put on the walls here in this room. And then we'll do a room tour, and, we can do a whole house tour. Isaac says, what's your opinion on long-distance relationships? They're not ideal, but they can work. All depends on how committed two people are to the relationship. Hi, Ghost. That's pretty good, sir. I like that one. Teacher, name 5 animals in Africa. Kid, 2 lions and 3 giraffes. And he's not wrong. So he better get full credit for that, too. Don't be getting uptight with us, teacher. No one says, I'm here, my balls don't hurt. 2 massive wins for the day. Good call. Nice. It's always a good day when your balls don't hurt. Of course, mine hangs so low now that it's just like, they're not even, they're just an afterthought anymore at this point. Damien says, saying hello from leave of absence, Kurt. It's been an incredibly stressful ride. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, pal. I'm glad you're back with us, but sorry to hear that. It says we can count. Yeah. Like I say, that's 100% the correct answer. It goes back to like oh shit, who is the character who did that? Cliff Clavin in Cheers when he was on Jeopardy. Who are people? 2 people or however many people that have never been in my kitchen. Technically, he was correct. Some dude playing a saxophone. Another good name. Says, sup, Curtis? Doing good, pal. I like that name. Playing the sax. I never had any. I love music and just no musical talent. I like to sing, but I've tried to play keyboard and stuff like that. And Jill says, hi, Kurt. Hi, Curtis. Happy Friday to you and all the peeps here. I can't join for FFAF today. Work again. Yeah, Spaz Kid too. Can I just get a shout out to my darling niece, Harumi? I hope I'm saying that right. Harumi? It's her birthday today. She just turned 8. Cheers. Hey, happy birthday, Harumi. Wow. You're 8. So you are emotionally more mature than me. Officially now that you're 8. So you got that going for you. Yeah. Emotionally more mature, probably make better life decisions, a better person to come to with, when you have a question and stuff like that. So you're moving on up. Happy birthday. No one says nobody likes long distance relationships more than people who aren't loyal. Cynical outlook, absolutely. Unfounded, unfair, hell no. Yeah, that's what I mean. It can work. A long distance relationship can work. You just have to have two people really committed to that relationship. Connor says, why no notifications? That's the $1,000,000 question, pal. And we don't have any answers. We go over it all the time and we haven't been able to figure it out. Oh, Hunter says, just got off school, so I'm glad I made it. I'm glad you're here. Alex says, have you ever heard of a channel called Neebs Gaming? I think I've heard that name before. If you're wondering where Johnny is it Ethco stuff is, it's where all his videos are now. Marta suggests the GTA 5 cinematic series. Yeah, I think I've heard that name before. Sounded familiar anyway. Damien says, or like Family Feud, name something a burglar doesn't want to see when they break into a house. Naked grandma. I mean, it ain't wrong. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, which would you rather run into? Like an 87-year-old grandma naked? Or a pit bull? I take the pit bull. Yeah, that'd be a quick death instead of a slow one. No one says Hunter Miller lucky. Getting off at school is highly discouraged back in my day. Yeah, mine too, but it's highly discouraged in the frozen food section of the grocery store too, but does that stop me? Connor says, also, would you consider checking out the stupidity of Andrew Tate? I've heard a little bit about what's going on with Andrew Tate. I don't know all the details, but I mean, he doesn't interest me enough to look into him. Going Nowhere says, Curtis, ever feel like the news is nothing but fear mongering these days? Of course, that's what gets clicks. We don't have reliable media anymore. Journalism is not entirely dead because on local levels and stuff, you still have a lot of good journalists out there. But on a national level, journalism, if it's not dead, it's certainly useless. And again, that's my background is in journalism, and it gives me no joy to say that, but it's just the facts. It's all about clicks and teams. It's not about giving you guys the news. Jack says you should check out one of my favorite old Xbox games, Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. Mercenaries Play. I don't even have Xbox anymore. Philip said, no, there weren't. He says, were there streams yesterday and the day before I didn't get notification? No, I just had a really, really busy week. And then you guys will enjoy this because you guys all know Nene, my stepdaughter. Well, my wife just left earlier today. She's driving back up to New York. We had to, when we moved down here, we got right to the end and actually everything didn't fit in the truck and trailer. We had to move. So we had to get a rental locker. It was mainly just my wife's a Christmas fanatic, just her Christmas decoration stuff. So I said, we got to get back up there. I want to get that stuff out. I don't want to keep paying for this freaking storage locker. They're not cheap. So she had something. My granddaughter's got an event my wife wanted to see anyway. So she's driving up, going to stay a couple days and come back down. Typically, my wife, while she's here, she takes care of most of Nay's needs. Takes care of feedings, changings, everything like that. When we're in New York, we had staff that would help out if my wife was gone. But on those rare instances where I'm in charge of taking care of Nay, she will, without question, have a major poop blowout or something like that every time. Because part of her issues internally is sometimes she'll go days, sometimes even over a week without pooping. It builds up on her and then boom, she has a major blowout. My wife left at 10:15 a.m. this morning. I was doing some work around the house. At about 12:10 p.m., I went in to check on Nay, see if everything was okay. Major blowout. To the point where I had to not only get her all cleaned up, but entirely change her bed, her sheets. Everything had to be fresh and redone. She would always hit me, but now my wife's going to be gone for several days. She couldn't even wait more than 2 hours to get me this time. It was a blowout. Let's see. Some dude playing a saxophone says one of the worst parts of the whole Andrew Tate situation is he has a $50 program that gets you the big bucks. It leads you to a Discord server. So I'm not sure. So he's charging people $50 to be a member of his Discord? Is that what you're telling me? I'm not sure if I'm reading that right. Is that? Oh, what the fuck? Okay. What kind of scam is that? Big Green says, sounds like a shitty thing you had to go through. She gets me every time. Every freaking time. The last time in New York it happened that my wife was gone and we didn't have staff, that same day, this is absolute truth, that same day, she had a major poop blowout and started her period on the same day so I could clean it all. She gets me every freaking time. And you'd swear she knows, because as soon as I walked in, I was like, oh, Nick, because obviously you could smell. I said, what happened? I pulled her blanket back and was like, oh, are you kidding me? And she laughed her ass off. Jack Gates says, did you hear they're trying to make a real life clucking bell from GTA? No, I didn't hear anything about that. Solara says he's changing. He's changing. I had to change my daughter, and now it's ingrained into my mind. He's charging people money for his Discord server. What a fucking loser. Yeah. But I've listened to recordings of him and the way he talks about women. He views them as only for sex. It's disgusting. That's the basic gist I got, Solaris. Again, I don't. A lot of times when something like that, when somebody seems to be from first impressions or my initial reading up on them or looking into them, seem that obnoxious. Hey, Jill's stream boss, I just noticed. I don't follow up because it just ends up pissing me off. And to me, it's like, I'm not interested in this fucking guy. So I've never really looked into it. VHS Frank says, hey, Curtis, I'm going camping. Hey, good for you. When I was a kid, we used to go camping a lot. As I grow older, no, I want Wi-Fi. I want comfort. I want a running shower. Fuck camping. But I mean, I don't have anything against anybody else doing it, of course. But that's like the old joke how you go up to one of your buddies and say, hey, listen, just suppose, put yourself in this situation. Suppose you go out camping with a couple guys and you go to sleep, but then that next morning you wake up and your butthole's all sore and kind of stretched out and really painful. Would you tell anybody? And if they typically would say no, you say, oh, want to go camping? Because that's really funny. Oh, perfect. Jill says, whoa, my boss just went to lunch with his wife. Now's my chance to be here. Perfect, Jill. See, he got the message. The boss has got to start understanding priorities. Fat guy on the internet, here, getting work accomplished, here at best. Johnny says, Andrew Tate thinks he's a hot shit, but he's just an annoying cocksucker. Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing nothing but bad things about him. That's why I didn't look into him too much. Lamanu says, hey, Curtis, what was your finishing move when you wrestled? I'm starting up soon. I had a couple I used over the years. I used the punchline, which was a modified heart punch, and I used the bellyache, which I was always proud of because I started doing that before any of the big guys did, which was just, it's a reverse power slam. You put them up on your shoulder so their back is on your shoulder and slam them on their face. I used to like that. Morgan's in with us, and size doesn't matter. Hi, Morgan. Good to see you. Morgan's a channel member now. I got to post some more stuff for you guys to give me more input. I went through a lot of what I've seen so far. I want to get some more in the community tab. I want to get some more input from you guys. Chrome says, so I got lucky today. The laptop I bought 2 weeks ago just went down 250 pounds in price. So I was able to head into town and got a partial cash back. Oh, that's cool. So I got 250 pounds more in my bank than expected. Wow, that's cool. They're willing to honor that. That's really cool, Chrome. Yeah, shit, yeah, that's a good day. That's like finding it right there. Nice, Chrome. Shadow Thief says, hey, brother, been watching you since the DBZA reactions back in the day. Oh, good times, good times. Don't get to tune into FFAFs too much due to work, but I try. Hope this helps out. Also, I can see the future. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Shadow Thief. I appreciate that. DBZ8. Well, you guys all know, all you guys that are anime fans know, your first anime or your introductions to anime always hold a special place for you. And of course, that's what DBZA was for me. That was my initial foray into anime. So aside from the fact that it's hysterical, it'll always have a special spot for me. And I really like the fact that so many of you took that journey with me. Either that a lot of people found our channel that way, and then a lot of you guys were already here and just you were the ones who inspired me to actually watch it. Because if you guys have been around for a long time, remember I was resistant, and I don't know why, because I always loved cartoons, but I never got into anime, and you guys kept trying to talk me into it, and I was like, well, I don't really know anything about Dragon Ball except Goku, and finally everybody convinced me, said you don't need to know anything. It's just funny. It'll be fine, and it was. Joe says, wait, what? Never realized I was the king of super chats now. Might as well beat it, peeps. And Philip says, speaking of shitty situation, I don't have a working toilet right now. Oh, no. One already wasn't working. Then it turned out the other was on the verge of collapsing through the roof. Oh, well, shit, yes. Whoa. That's bad. Structural issues make it even worse. One already was. Oh, boy. Typically, the only good thing about them, Philip, is, well, not about the verge of going through the roof. Usually, there's not a lot of complicated plumbing in a toilet. I used to do a lot of plumbing work. There's not a lot of complicated plumbing in a toilet. There's not too much that can go wrong. Maybe you can get the other one fixed. Sometimes I don't know what it's doing, why it's not working. If it's if it's the water service coming to it, if it's not flushing, a lot of times that wax ring underneath the toilet will shift over time and it'll block it from the water being able to escape. Nolan says, us, Curtis, watch anime. Curtis, us, there's titties. Curtis, say no more. That would have made more sense though, Nolan, actually. You guys got me with the humor thing. You kept telling me how hilarious DBZA was and I needed to watch it. Now, in fairness, once I had watched DBZA and really liked it, I started watching the clips of the original Dragon Ball. But at that time, you guys really got me to spread my wings into anime more, and titties coming up was a helpful factor in all that. Because there are some great titties in anime. Big Green says, I wish YouTube had a member count next to the subscriber count. I'm kind of curious how many we're at right now. Oh, I can tell you, Big Green. Hold on, let me look. Let me double check, because... Hold on. Big Green just wants to know how many members we have. All right, where is this in this section? Memberships. We currently have 22. I'll run it through real quick. Morgan, Truth, Elder Ulysses, Andrew Wilson, Malonde, Brother E, BTG, Johnny Bravocado, Lude, Wolverine, Emfasi, Jill, The Great Alucard, Philip, Chimera Yuri, Jeff Broviak, Kaz, Cutie Rosa, AZN, Willie, Genesis Kaiser, Gimster, Berries, and Code. Wow, a lot of them are here with us today. Yes, that's our membership list. And like I said, I gotta get some more input from you guys too. And actually, I'm glad you guys brought that up about memberships. I want to see if you're interested in something. We have a lot of the members here. I am seriously considering, and I probably will be going back on stage with stand-up. I used to do stand-up for a living. I told you guys that. I don't want to seem like I'm somebody who tries to take shortcuts, but I have no interest in going to open mics and things like that, only because I did that for years. That's how I got into doing stand-up for a living. I'm comfortable now that when I write material, I know what I think is funny and what won't work. That said, I'm going to put together a good 45 minutes to an hour and take it out doing tip shows at first, where I book a place and just take the tip money that you put envelopes on the table and people tip you for it. But long story short, I always go to my crew over at the Discord, my mod crew, to run that stuff by them. But as well, I was thinking as I do material, I wanted to set up a way that maybe I can have the channel members give me some feedback on stand-up material as well, if you guys like to. Now, it's difficult because it's hard to judge stand-up when I'm not in front of a live audience. Your audience feedback is a big part of doing stand-up. So you have to be able to listen to the material and kind of judge it on its own. But if you guys would be interested in that, let me know. Maybe what I'll do is post, as I'm putting material together, make postings in the community tab for just you guys with a link to videos and stuff. Lance Corporal Hawk says, not sure if you heard, but Brandon Rogers released a vid recently where he had his characters roast him. It was glorious. Also, bitches love cannons. That would be great. Oh, bitches do love cannons. I've always got her with me, Hawk. Always got her with me. No, I didn't hear about that one. That's a pretty good idea. Having his characters roast them. That's pretty cool. Poop Your Pants Monday series. Remember that one, Johnny? Yeah, Spaz Kid. And Spaz Kid would be the Batman. Bitches do indeed love cannons. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Chrome says most UK businesses will honor deals like that, especially the higher end ones I go to. Cool. The average is 4 weeks to get your money back or a partial cashback. That's really cool. We have some businesses that do that here. I don't think as far as I know, I don't think it's a common practice, though. It's just a few of them that I know of. Philip says, turns out it wasn't too bad. We've put in a stopgap measure. Heavy boards under the floor should allow us to put the toilet back on it. The other one just has the water. It's just got the water shut off. Okay. And a lot of times they have it shut off because those valves that lead into the toilet, after time, they're going to start leaking. I'm bad. I know this because I've done plumbing and I still don't do it. You should always be working any valve that you have accessible. And what that means is every few months, just go and shut it off, open it up, shut it off, open it up. Because when they sit is when they'll eventually start leaking, or where shit, you'll go to close them when you need to and it just snaps off. And I'm not good about doing that, and I know you're supposed to. Yeah, I know. A big green. It doesn't, in hindsight, it makes no sense to me. Like he says, Curtis back then loves cartoons. Also, Curtis, anime. I don't know about that. I don't know. It just must be the impressions I had of it that were incorrect. Sarah says, teacher, telling a joke. Teacher, what is closer to the Earth, the moon or America? Kid, moon. Teacher, why do you think the moon? Kid, every evening when I look out the window, I always see the moon, but not America. Brother, he says, when we get to 69 members, we need a stream where you walk around your town and ask people if they ever heard of Goose Goose. That would actually be kind of funny. We'd have to have a prize. I wouldn't do it right around town though, but if you could have some sort of event or something where I could get permission to go in, I'd have to get somebody. See, now the only thing is I don't know a lot of people here in North Carolina now because I'd have to have somebody operate a camera for me. But I would be willing to do that, especially if we went to a con or something like that. You know, just walk the floor and say, okay, whatever, got a $20 prize here. Do you know who the Goosh Man is? And if anybody could actually come up with it. Hi says, also, can you loan me some money? Turns out fair food isn't free, those bastards. Oh, fair food's so good. So good. Oh, and that's his earlier post said, hi, seeing what you're up to before I go to the fair and eat everything. Oh, yeah. Fair food is. The town I lived in when we were in New York has the local county fair every year. And I stopped going just because I got pissed off because they had priced it so ridiculous. But the only times I would give in and go in were to get some fair food. Yeah. Because I like rides. I like all that stuff. But they just priced it too. Again, then the obvious response to that would be, but dude, you go to Disney World. Nothing's more overpriced. You're 100% right. But at Disney World, it's a hefty price to do something you can't do anywhere else in the world. At that stupid local fair, it was a hefty price to go in and do just drudgery. Run-of-the-mill crap that you can do any one of thousands of other places. Chrome says, got a little something to push you to see DBS Superhero. Toriyama released a statement on his thoughts of the film. No spoilers. Oh, let me take a look. Let me take a look at this post. Maybe Toriyama Sensei's thoughts on the movie will convince you it's time to go ahead to the theater. Let me read through it quick. To put it shortly, it's an amazing anime movie. Journey with main characters. Very cool. especially in the last half. Wow, that's a quality endorsement. I want to see it now. It's again, I just got to get time to watch Broly movie first, so I'm caught up. Jill says, Curtis, you ever wake up from a nap and be confused? Yes. In fairness, however, I was also confused before I went to sleep. Ha ha ha! But yes, I know what you're talking about. I know that feeling. Um, well, it's funny when you'll see people a lot of times because when I hypnotize people, of course, hypnosis is just the state of absolute relaxation, 100% focused on relaxation. So that state you're in is like a deep, deep sleep. So it happens a lot. When you bring people up, their initial thing is, a lot of looking around and that type of stuff. So I see it a lot. Nolan says, one of my friends from school thinks all anime is hentai. I wish. Yeah, a lot of people think that, Nolan. Especially in my generation. I don't know anybody in my generation personally. I mean, some of you guys that are friends online with me here. But personally, I don't have anybody in my life, in my generation, that watches it. And that's what a lot of them think. Oh, that's just cartoon fucking. Damien says, the town I was born in, the fair gets worse and worse every year. It ended up getting to the point where all I did was just walk around because they had no appealing activities, bad ride, bad games. Us, same. Exact same, Damien. I lived in that town in New York for almost 30 years and watched it go downhill. Big Green says if all of it was hentai, I'd watch more than I do right now, right? Jill says, for fuck's sake, the worst date I ever had was my birth date. Wow. Philip says, fair food is way too expensive for what they charge for it. That's the prices went up a lot at our fair too. You could probably get it for less at your local chip truck or grocery store. Yeah. So some of it. See, I've always said, and I think most of you guys will agree, I don't even mind paying a premium price for food if the food is exceptional. But I do mind paying a premium price for crap. And that's what we get a lot. There's a fast food joint down here. I have to admit, we talk about, and I know a lot of people do, oh, you got to, we're trying to watch our money. And you try and be careful with things. And it's like, we got to not eat out so much and start making more dinners at home because eating out just makes it so convenient to get something to go. But with the inflation, the price of groceries now, we have a chain of restaurants down here called Cookout, and it's burgers, dogs, fantastic shakes, things like that. My wife and I went there to get us takeout the other night. We ate till our fill. We ordered more than we should have. We were both too full, including those insanely good shakes that they have. We each got a shake. Cost us $17. There's a lot of meals we prepare at home that are going to cost you more than $17 for the ingredients. Like my wife makes a good stroganoff or something like that. With the price of meats, you're spending that, and then you have to make it yourself. We've got a couple places down here. The Chick-fil-A is fairly reasonable too. But we found that we do eat out. It's not, and even at Chick-fil-A, you can get healthy stuff because even for me, because my wife likes soups and salads and things like that. But Chick-fil-A has these grilled chicken nuggets, and I love those freaking things, and they're way better for me than most of the stuff I eat. Philip says I had a conversation with my construction course teacher about the difference between hentai and anime. He was under the impression they meant the same thing. Started because of my Shield Hero shirt. A lot of people under that impression. Again, especially older people, I've noticed. I kind of like the way you put that, Jill. Ever had a feeling if you're hungry, nothing is funny and everybody is ugly? That's me right now. That's next level hangry. Jill's just this far away from getting a weapon. Yeah. Poppy says, I'm reading a manga that had a panel where a girl shoves a guy's face in her titties. Oh. That never happens to me. Never. And it pisses me off. There are so many girls out there, and all of them have these wonderful boobs, magnificent breasts, and none of them ever come up to me and go, "Hey, old man," just grab my head and bury my face in there. And it hurts my feelings. Just once. I don't think that's asking that much. Well, actually, I like it more than once. Ashley says, are you familiar with an old anime called Lucky Star? It's an old, cute slice of life anime from the 2000s. Yes. What did we see an episode of that, guys, or did we just talk about it? Because I know it's been bandied about. If we talked about it, or if we watched it, was some time ago. But yes, I am familiar with it. Oh, it's Rosario Vampire? I've heard of that, Poppy. I don't know why I know that title either. Chrome says, I haven't seen Toriyama this excited about something in a long time. It really says something. I love the film. That's cool. I am looking forward to it. Hi, says Curtis, I hate to tell you this, but you're built more like a Bara protagonist than a shonen protagonist. You may have better luck hitting up large hairy men. At this point, any port in a storm. I'm not. I got no issue with that. John and Bob says it's because you're bald and your head would feel too cold for even the warmest titties to fix, Curtis. No, though, I for whatever. Well, maybe it's because I'm a fat guy, but I'm hot blooded. The old melon here is usually nice and warm. The opposite would work. If she was a little chilly, be like, just putting a little space heater right in between her boobies. Lance Corporal Hawk says, posted a short vid and its sequel in the memes tab on the community Discord. You're going to have a good laugh at them. Oh, okay, cool. I haven't seen Lucky Star, Chrome. I can't remember for sure. We have so many that, have been sponsored for only an episode or two. Sometimes I forget them, but I know I've heard it. I know I've heard the title. Chrome says, by the way, did you see that Sony is actually increasing the PS5's price? No. They're blaming inflation for raising it by around 30 to 50, depending on the region. What the fuck? So for what? The couple of years that it's been out, not many people can even get them. And they're already raising the price while you're still trying to meet the demand? Fuck you, Sony. Captain Cringe says, come on, we know Curtis is Saitama. Just don't have the devotion to do that many push-ups anymore. Hey, F up. I'm hot-blooded. Check it and see. Got a fever of 103. Come on, baby, do you do more than dance? I'm hot-blooded. I'm hot-blooded. Nolan says, is an anime just what weird people watch when they want to watch porn but don't actually want to watch porn? Well, I mean, to be fair. Not always, because, I go from one to the other. I don't have a problem with watching porn. And sometimes I do so right after my anime or before. Jill says, the problem in my work that drinking water is good until I have to pee every 15 minutes. Yeah, I always had an iron bladder, which can be uncomfortable and add to my weight problem. But now I notice I've gotten older. In other words, what I meant was I can drink and drink and drink. And I used to drive bus over the road and stuff like that. I would rarely ever have to stop for a pee break. I could always just fit the pee break in when it was convenient. Now as I've gotten older, I can't do that anymore. If I drink a lot, it's like, okay, I'm going to the bathroom. Wolverine hit us with the $1 super chat, which means he's going to take over as stream boss. He sniped Jill. If Susan allows for it. You never know, Wolverine. We'll wait and see. All right, everybody watch stream boss. Does YouTube do it? Oh, it didn't quite. She still got 6 HP left. Jill held on. I don't pay that close attention to it, but I don't think we've ever had a stream boss with only 6 HP. Wow. Jill held on. Nolan says pee breaks are always convenient if you have enough spare pants. Jill says, yay, still standing strong. Uh-oh, Wolverine just came with it. Wolverine, you got lucky. I thought for sure somebody else would. Oh, Lance Corporal Hawk almost did. I was gonna say I thought somebody else would jump in on Wolverine and bump him out, but I think Wolverine just beat Hawk. You never know though when two come in together. No, Wolverine got it. Wolverine got it. That was funny. Hawk, I knew somebody was gonna try and do that to Wolverine. Connor says, ever heard of or played Waifu Game? No, it's a Discord bot. It's pretty fun. If you haven't heard of it, you should definitely look it up sometime. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's kind of cool. Why? Listen, it's got waifu in the title. It's got to be fun. Got to be good. Visual effects guy says, I used to think Dragon Ball Z was a weird hentai involving dragon scrotum. Well, somewhat. I was wondering, Big Green, you never know. He says, I thought maybe the two super chats canceled each other out. But what it is we determined is if two come in close together, the second one doesn't get credited as points. So you can see it happen there. Because Wolverine took over as Stream Boss, but his HP didn't take a hit from Lance Corporal Hawk. Just one of the many things that Susan can't operate properly. Oh, I just wanted to show you guys something too. I was really excited over the weekend. Earlier in the week. We went to the store, and I had a couple of purchases I could not turn down. I really liked that figure. I thought that was a cool one. I love Toga. Toga. I love you too, honey, but you didn't have to jump on me. Got that. Get Toga back up there. And I couldn't turn down this. Nezuko looks so... I just think Nezuko is such a sweet character. And I just thought this was Boy, the lighting is terrible. I just thought that was a perfect little look at Toga. But yeah, I was psyched. I was psyched with those two. Joe, it was so cool. She is so pretty, Nezuko. Yeah. She's such a sweet character too. I love the whole. Well, I'm not the only one. We all know how popular Demon Slayer is. But I love her relationship with her brother, and just everything about that situation is just so well done. So well done. I hope so, Chrome. Chrome says, God, I hope I find some good figures in Florida. It's hit and miss in that Japan store. I haven't been to Disney in a while now. So I'm hoping by when you get there, Chrome, because they were still having supply chain issues, of course. Everybody was at the time when I was there last. So hopefully they can get more in because they always had some. You never knew what anime it was going to be from, but they always had some nice figures in there. I mean, they have the pops too, but they always had some really good figures. And that other store, that Uniqlo that I told you about, they don't have figures, but they do they always carry some anime T-shirts. And sometimes you can get really good ones. But I'm hoping the supply chain has improved a lot because, excuse me, sorry guys. The last time I was in that Japan store, it was pretty barren as opposed to what it usually was. Let me look and see. Hold on a second. I'll be waiting for just a second. Let me see if because Chrome's trip is coming up really soon. Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. See if anybody's recently posted a little trip through the Japan store, and I can tell you if it's doing any better. Let's filter it by upload date. 1 month left. Chrome, that's so cool. Let me see if here's one from 3 weeks ago. New Ghibli studio merch at Mitsukoshi. I always forget the name. Okay, let me see if I can find if they walk through so I can see they're showing the. See, I want them to walk through the whole store and I can tell if. Oh wow, yeah, they do have a lot more in than they did just a little while ago. All right, but hold on, I want to see if I can find one that. Okay, here we go. Let me put it up on the screen with you guys. Niall Sharp, and good to see you, Niall. Can we see Ichigo at Disney World in 2023 or something? Oh, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome, Mistra. Let me grab that window real quick. Oh no, I should. Let me grab the link. I want to put it over on this side. This will work better. Put it in here. It's way more difficult, unfortunately, with Streamlabs to grab a link to post a link than it is on my XSplit. All right, let's see if we can get that window. Ah, here we go. We'll take a quick peek at this, guys. Just like I say, for Chrome's benefit here. Come on. Now you guys should be seeing the video, yes. That's the entrance, obviously, to Mitsukoshi. That's Chrome. That's as you walk the main pathway, you just make a left and head right into there. Now, when you first come in is when they, at least if they got things still the same, is where most of the anime is. Uh-oh, they got work going on. I hope that, oh no, it's not, yes. Oh no, a lot of it's cordoned off. They're working on it. Now, coming straight ahead should be anime stuff. Yeah, there's that, yep, there you go. Oh, they got a lot more in than they did have. And where you saw all that construction plastic or whatever, that's usually all anime over in there too. That's where all the anime shirts. Wow, none of that was there when I was there.
$9.99. Wow.
Hopefully they'll have that construction done by the time you get there. That would be cool if they did, Chrome.
Dragon Balls. $9.95.
He thinks it's Dragon Balls instead of Dragon Ball Z.
Gaming pad.
Gaming mouse pad.
$4.95.
Move ahead a little. Dragon Balls. Mugs. They always have that plushie section there.
Zelda. $6.
Who cares about Zelda? There we go. Now we're talking.
$9.95. Wow.
They got some new stuff in. If they get that construction scrim down, Chrome, you'll see more. Yeah, they always have Sailor Moon stuff. Sailor Moon's really popular in that store.
$7.95. Expensive.
Always a lot of Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. There is more there, Chrome, than there was last time I was there. And again, if they get that scrim down, there'll probably be a lot more. Rosa says, anime backpack, speed run to getting bullied in school, bruh. I'm hoping it would be, Chrome. I don't know how much work they're doing on it, but that was a big part of that section. On that wall, it'll probably be different after they remove the scrim, I would imagine. But that's where all the t-shirts, sweatshirts, anime t-shirts and sweatshirts, all that stuff were. But they got a lot of stuff there. Now, he turned away. Let me show you right here, Chrome. Back in here, if you guys can see my mouse on that, that's all anime stuff too. That's where a lot of the figures are. The figures were right back there and right over back in here against that wall. So I don't know if the figures are still out with that there.
It's 3 pairs of socks.
They always have anime socks. Oh yeah, they've got a lot more stuff than they did last time I was there. See, usually they'll have some. Oh, good old Edward. Anime stuff from lesser known anime too.
That's cool.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, guys. If you want anime socks, you're going to be set, Chrome. A lot more backpacks than usual. Wow. Yeah, they did bring in a lot of stuff. I say always a lot of Sailor Moon.
Hello Kitty.
And now he's getting deeper into the story. You're moving away from the anime stuff there. Unless they've spread it out more because of not having that one wall. And then in the back, the way he's headed, once you get to the back,
$49.95.
that's where all the swords are. They have a big selection of swords. The clothes are the traditional clothes, and the candy is in the far back. All the Japanese snacks. Oh, see, they've spread anime stuff out a lot more. Must be because they lost that one wall. Yeah. Oh, there's the shirts. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. So they moved the shirts. There they are. Oh, so you even got. Oh, Chrome, you should be all set. You should be all set. Because it looks like they Oh, excuse me, guys. Excuse me. While they're doing the work, it looks like they moved the shirt so you can still get at them. Did I, Brother E? That's possible. Yeah, because that wall that was covered up, but it looks like they moved that stuff because those T-shirts that we saw at the end, that's what would have been against that wall. So it's good to know. It's good to know that it's there. You had a Charmander backpack, did you? Hi. Chrome says, last time I went to Epcot, they had a giant glass case full of figures in the middle. I actually got a figure of Shang-Tzu, but again, that was ages ago. Yeah, they had, like I say, those were where I showed, at least have been for the last few years. The figures were where I showed you with the pointer. You know, back behind the cash register, there was some, and then just, if you're facing the cash register, it's just to the left. Ashley says, I love Toga's chipper personality. It's what I aspire to be. Toga's just such a great character. Oh, you guys know I love crazy girls, and with her being batshit crazy and just everything about her character, she's it's one of the few anime where a villain is my favorite character. Kaiser says, I want that SM mug and figure. Yeah, they have a lot of good stuff in there. Chrome's going at a good time now. Now it's got me. I want to go back. I'm dying to go back in there. Yeah, so it'll all depend, Chrome, on if they've got that work done or not that they have covered up. But that always used to be a big... But regardless, they've got a ton more anime stuff in there than they did last time I was there. But again, that was the issues with getting stuff moved in. All right, Poppy. Thanks for being in while you could. Big Green says, I might head to the bookstore near me and buy some manga. I kind of want to after seeing that. Yeah, we got a good... in the mall that's closest to us down here, there's a store called Books A Million. It's a really big bookstore, big store too. And they have a great manga selection in there. Really good. Brother, he says, in my opinion, Epcot is the best park. It feels like the most grown-up park. That's true of the bunch. But I have also enjoyed Hollywood Studios as well. Yeah, for me, because, you know, being Disney nuts, people ask me that all the time. It's my favorite. It just depends. If it's just my wife and I going, it's Epcot. Because it's definitely the most grown-up park. And we just like walking through the countries and everything. Plus, Soarin' is my favorite ride in the entire Disney World. If we have kids with us, then it's different. Depends on what everybody in the group is into or what I will enjoy watching them do the most. Then Hollywood Studios moves up. You know, or if you're down there and you're with big Star Wars nerds, it's Hollywood Studios. Of course, Animal Kingdom gets little respect, but Animal Kingdom's gotten really cool too, especially with Avatar Land back there. So you can't go wrong. And of course, Magic Kingdom is the ultimate. That's will always be my wife's go-to. Jill says, funny thing, we just had a Chinese festival near my area, but I missed it because I was still in Hawaii that time. My friend told me they sold lots of anime figurines. Really? That's cool. Chrome says, oh, Sailor Moon. I can stay tuned, guys. I can make up tons of words. Sailor Moon is huge, especially for merch. I'm wondering how recent some of the stuff will be. October is the start of the new season, so Bleach, Urusei Yatsura, Chainsaw Man. Not to be a Debbie Downer, in my experiences, Chrome, they're not on the cutting edge of getting new stuff in the past. Now, again, they're doing some work there. They've obviously got a lot more anime stuff than they did last time I was there. Who knows? That might be changing. But it's even when I could find stuff that's off the beaten path of the big anime, of Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball or Demon Slayer, they would always have some of the more minor anime there. It typically wasn't stuff that had just released, but you never know. Yeah, I know. Big Green says conversation, Bic store, Sailor Moon. What else you got? Stay tuned. I'll come up with more. What is Sailor Moon? Might be fun. I wonder who Moon is. Huh. I don't know, but he or she's a sailor. Chrome says, that's what I'm thinking. My guess is I could see Spy Family. Yeah, I could see that. And Comey potentially. I could see that other stuff in other geeky stores. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Every once in a while, they'll get something because, like you, Chrome, anytime I go somewhere where they have anime stuff, like a lot of us, I got to check it out. They do sometimes get stuff that I hadn't seen elsewhere. They're pretty good with that. But yes, you would think Spy Family and Comey Can't Communicate have been around long enough that maybe they'd bring some in. Oh, those are both so good, too. Rosa says, what is the similarity and the difference between rhinos and trans women? Similarity, they have horns they rather wouldn't have, right? Different rhinos aren't poaching themselves over it. Oh. Chrome says, God, and I'm going when both the Halloween stuff starts and they have the food festival. So many things to try. You are right. Oh, you're going to have fun in Epcot at that festival. It is so good. So good. And the theming for both Halloween and Christmas are just so good there. Amazingly good there. Big Green says, Popeye the Sailor Moon. I'm Popeye the Sailor Moon. Sabrina says, God, if I ever go back to Tokyo, I'm hitting some of these cafes. Oh, I'd love to go to Japan. There's a pirate-themed bar on an actual pirate boat that serves 150 proof rum. Yahoo! Wow. Hey, Melande says, hello, folks. Curtis, first live stream I haven't slept to. Oh, good to have you. I'm glad you made it in. And thanks for being part of the size doesn't matter. Kaiser says, today went to my local game shop and found a Grendizer figure. Funny as it coincides with a new anime and game announced. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Brother E says, I actually enjoy Animal Kingdom a lot. I definitely feel like people don't appreciate its aesthetic. Okay, there you go, Big Green. Aesthetic. Aesthetic is a word now, too. Aesthetic in comparison to other parks. Every time I went to AK, it was always an experience in a park. Yeah, I agree with you. Animal Kingdom is just cool as fuck. It really is, and it's really underappreciated, I think. Oh, and I meant to tell you, too, Chrome. Being a... Oh, thanks, Monday. I appreciate that. And I love those little stickers. I have got some Disney-related really good news for Chrome, and I apologize talking so much about Disney, guys. You know how much I love it. When you go to Disney now, you have to reserve the parks that you want to be in every day. You have to reserve them ahead of time. And it's something that I think is going to stay in place because it allows Disney to know where they need the most staff. You know, it makes everything more cost-effective. We track this stuff year-round because we're Disney fanatics. As of 2 months ago, there would be some parks that were sold out at least a month in advance. I checked today. This is the first time. Let's see if it's still there. First time I have seen this since the parks reopened, Chrome, and today was the first day it happened. Here's the calendar. I don't know if you guys can see that. But you can see today is the 26th. It's all green. It is all green, not only there, through the rest of the year. That means crowds have gone down exponentially because you can get a reservation for any park today. I have not seen that since the parks reopened and they had this system. So it's really dropped off. You're going at a great time. Jill says, I still remember my friend asked me in my desperate times, are you okay? I said, no, I didn't wake up rich. Yeah. Ain't that the truth, Jill? Ain't that the truth? Oh, good. Chrome says, oh, yeah, we've already booked the days. We've got the memory maker thing as well. Well, but what's impressive about that is the days aren't selling out. That means crowds have to be down significantly. For Hollywood studios, or Magic Kingdom, for neither one of those to be sold out on a same day, they have to be down a ton. A ton. And the memory maker is as expensive as it is, it's well worth it. And make sure, Chrome, that's another piece of advice I give anybody that's going. If you got memory maker, make use of it. Take the time, because you'll appreciate it later, and I'm sure I don't need to tell you that. There are photographers everywhere. Take the time and get your pictures taken, because they come up with some really cool stuff. They do all these magic shots where they'll have you in a certain pose and you don't even know what they're going to insert into the picture for you and everything, and it's always something cool. So you got memory maker, make sure you stop every place you can with the photographers. Chrome says, oh, cool, so it might not be as crowded. It will absolutely not be as crowded. There's no way that to have that all green and have it as crowded as it's been over the last few months. That should make it easier to get on rides, We always go in early a day, though, to get ahead of the queues. Best thing to do, if as far as rides, is just what you said. Go in for rope drop, go in when they open, take a break during the day, and go back later. Because midday, people never learn, midday is when the rides get hit the most. And if you're going to use Genie Plus, let me know as you get closer. We can do it. We don't have to do it on a stream. We can chat in any one of the many ways we can contact each other, and I can give you some tips on using Genie Plus. Thanks, Black Arrow. I appreciate that. Like I say, I'm simple. I like those stickers. I appreciate it. Excuse me. Raging Krogan says, in Illinois where I live, Six Flags Great America went way downhill. There was a shooting there recently. I've been hearing a lot about that. Well, the Six Flags in Jersey just had 12 people get hurt on one of their coasters. 12 people had injuries. That was just like today or yesterday. Six Flags, the one I used to go to up in New York, went way downhill. I'm hearing that all over the place. I wonder if Six Flags is in trouble financially, because I'm hearing from, again, this is just another case of somebody saying the Six Flags near me sucks ass now. I know they have trouble getting help because they don't pay shit. Oh, cool. Chrome says memory maker is included in the deal. I think it was fairly standard for all the deals available to us. Well worth it, Chrome. Those memories you get to have forever. Well worth it. Well worth it. Chrome says my dad is kind of against using Genie Plus. Makes sense. Thinks it's ridiculous to spend an extra $15 a person. Can't disagree with that at all. I can tell you unequivocally, you will do more attractions if you have Genie Plus. That's not to say you can't do them anyway. You can, especially if you do it, as I said, if you get there at rope drop and come back later in the day, you absolutely can. Personally, what I would do if it were me, I would get it just on the days where I have attractions that I really, really want to do, which would typically be Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios has a lot of upper-end attractions that get really long lines. But you can absolutely do it without Genie Plus, especially if crowds are down. Rosa says, I think I have adopted Curtis's memory. Don't do that, Rosa. It's a bad. Repugnant Tone says, after the sticky stuff today, going to put my new video card through its paces and see what it's capable of. Nice. It's always fun to have new tech, isn't it? It is. You get excited, like you say, just to see what it's capable of. Jill says, my last words before my phone dies. Have a great day, Curtis, and to everyone. And may fortune be on you, and I will see you all in the next live show. Well, thanks, Jill. Thanks for being in while you could. And thank your boss for having the good sense to get the hell out of here while we're trying to stream. Jill's boss was kind enough he went to lunch with his wife as the stream was getting underway, so Jill could not be bothered by stupid work when we're having a live stream. No, that's a terrible pun, which I appreciate. FX Guy says, what is Forrest Gump's Wi-Fi password? One Forrest, one. Chrome says, I think the plan is to basically head immediately to the Star Wars ones on one of the days to get ahead of queues. Yeah, Rise of the Resistance is going to be the most sought after one, Chrome. Yeah, you definitely have to get to that one quick. And it's way, way, way better than the Millennium Falcon ride. Way better. And Millennium Falcon, it's cool. It's fun. But if you're not one of the two pilots, there's not a lot to do. You're not having a lot of interaction in the flight and everything. But it's fun. But definitely, if you're going in to grab one of those two rides, Rise is the one you need to do. Trust me. Brother, he says, Curtis, I went to Six Flags about a few weeks ago. We paid for the Flash Pass to book rides ahead of time, but it's now through the phone, and you're not allowed to bring your phone on any ride. Everybody, like I say, everything I've been hearing about Six Flags are just terrible anymore. Kaiser says, the clerk asked, did I know what the figure was? Told him it was from the 70s. He asked, was it like Voltron? Told him Voltron was 80s. He jokingly said, oh, now you're correcting me? Asked him for a job. Yeah, really, Kaiser? Yeah. The Orville? No, I haven't seen that, FX guy. I've seen commercials for it, previews for it and stuff, but I haven't seen it. Cookie Monster Fan Channel says, hey, I love your content, especially Family Guy. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. As soon as the stream's over, I'm going to post I just did a reaction video just because it came up on my sidebar and I thought it was funny, just of Cartman singing pop songs. It's Cartman. Lick says, what would you say is your favorite Glove World ride? I loved Glove World, Licks. And that creepy episode where he gets stranded after being at Glove World there off the bus. That was a good one. Chrome says, now I just need to wait till they decide which clown will run the country in a week or so. The currency will start to stabilize and I can change my pounds to dollars. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Sabrina says, my little girl isn't up for Disney princesses. Would love to take her to Disney World, but good Lord, it's expensive. It is, Sabrina. It is. And as I tell all you guys, just because I'm such a Disney fanatic, if any of you are thinking of going, there are a lot of tips for ways to save money. So always feel free to reach out to me in any form of messaging any way you want. And I'm always happy to share whatever I can. Raging Krogan says, Curtis, will you react to more Archer episodes? Probably at some point. I got to get more time. The reason they stopped is just a time thing. Right now, with the schedule I'm keeping, I don't have enough time to do Archer episodes where I'm making an edit for the Goosh and an edit for YouTube as well. Those edits take forever. And it means a couple other things will get sacrificed in favor of Archer. But at some point, I got to go back because I love the show. Oh, brother, he says, so now you are required to buy a locker for your phones before every ride. And instead of the Flash Pass watch to book the next ride, you have to do it on the phone, but you can't since it's in a locker. I've been hearing nothing but bad things about it, because I've always been a theme park nut, about Six Flags, though. And again, I know ours, where I used to live in New York, we had one just up the thruway from it, or up the Northway from us, and it'd gone to shit. I didn't even go there anymore. If the kids, a couple times I went there, yeah, here, I got a picture from it. I went just because the kids wanted to go, but I would never go to that place on my own anymore. This is just me and my granddaughter. And that was several years ago. But yeah, no more. And again, I just went that day because the grandkids really wanted to go. Hey, Black Arrow! Welcome to the Size Doesn't Matter, the good old SDM. Thanks for joining up with us. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's just, like I say, they've all become crap. It was crap that day, but again, the kids wanted to go, so I don't mind taking them, and I like rides. But the prices have skyrocketed, and the rides are just there's never any update. It's just the same old crap, and it's getting in worse and worse shape. So one thing I'll say about Disney, at least everything is kept new, nice, pristine, cutting edge. Yes, I remember those. Sabrina says, hey, I still remember the Six Flags commercials with the dancing old man. Me too. Alex says, only thing I know about Six Flags is the grandpa that's not your daddy. Let's see. Jack says, wait, Curtis has a grandkid? Oh, I have more than one. I have a few. I was just telling them about that, brother E. He says, yeah, did you hear on the news yesterday that El Toro broke down and sent 12 people to the hospital looking like a class action was about to happen? I was just telling them that. And that's the Jersey Six Flags. I used to be down there a lot when I told you guys on the weekends I used to drive motor coach, drive the tour bus, and I used to get trips down there all the time. I used to be at that one a lot. Philip says, just once I want Blade of the Immortal to get a decent anime release. The first ended after 13 episodes. I hate the art style of the series on Amazon. Starting to feel like another Berserk. Tori says, never been to Six Flags. Is all this bad publicity a sign not to go? You know what it is, Tori? If it's going to be expensive. The prices have gotten ridiculous. And unlike Disney, again, don't get me wrong. I'm more than willing to address the things that Disney does wrong. But at least at Disney, you're going to pay prices, but you're going to get exclusive content. The food is going to be amazing. Disney's food is fantastic. The Six Flags I've been to, and I've been to a bunch of them, the food is garbage, and it's wildly overpriced. If you want to go and get on some rides, or you have kids, that want to do some rides or stuff, by all means, you'll have fun doing some rides. It's not worth much more than that, though. You got to really be into the rides, because the attractions, the shows, stuff like that, and almost all of them are garbage. They're silly, ridiculous. And again, the food is insanely overpriced. Most Six Flags typically have some sort of promotion. It's usually done in conjunction with like local markets or local convenience stores where you can buy discounted tickets. Before you go, always look into that too. Kaiser says, ironic. Disney boots Johnny Depp and Disneyland gets even more scheming and cheap. Who's the real pirates? Yeah, really. But that's one thing I can say on Disney's behalf. Has it gotten out of hand with prices? Yes. But at least are you getting world-class entertainment? Yes, you are. Whereas Six Flags has gotten out of hand with prices, and you're not getting high-quality entertainment either. Sabrina says, I wonder what's a good time to go, fall or spring? But in spring, got to be careful. Don't go to Disney during spring break. Oh, the crowds will be insane, and there's some obnoxious crowds. I was just telling Chrome, this time of year, if you can go now through October, great times to go. Most of the nation, everybody just went back to the school. So I was just telling Chrome, these are the lowest crowds Disney has had since it reopened. Coming up in these, because I follow that stuff year round all the time. And to be able to book any park you want on that same day is unheard of. It hadn't happened until today was the first day. Yesterday, Magic Kingdom had sold out. So it was 3 of the 4 parks. Today, all of them. And for the rest of the year. So if you can go this time of year, it's the best time to go. You're always going to have crowds at Disney, but they will be significantly lower now. Max the Lakers fan says, Curtis, Knott's Berry Farm won't allow people under 18 to go in without an adult. No more because of fights breaking out. Really? Knott's Berry Farm. Now, we're talking that I don't know if there's more than one. I know the Knott's Berry Farm in California. I used to live out there. They've had trouble forever. There's always been issues with that freaking place. I've been there, but many, many years ago. Chrome says, yeah, that sounds like a bad idea. Yeah. Black Arrow says, just want to say hello before I go to work. Watched you for ages and really enjoyed the channel's content, so I figured I would give a little back. Well, I appreciate that, Black Arrow, a lot. And thanks for popping in while you could. I appreciate that, too. Thanks for hanging in with us. And it's great to have you as part of the Size Doesn't Matter. And see, I figure if I name enough things that or make that enough of a catchphrase around here, maybe I can convince somebody that size doesn't matter. Not that I would need to convince people of that, right? Okay, let's talk about something else. Paranormal says, I know somebody who went to Knott's Berry Farm. He's a YouTuber too. Yeah, it's been many, many years. It was when I lived out there. Repugnant Tone says that when I went to Florida back in 1996, I went to Disney, Universal, and Busch Gardens. I really enjoyed Universal and Busch. I was too old for Disney by the time I went there. See, the good thing, 96, yeah, it's changed a lot since then, Repugnant Tone. Changed a lot. The good thing about Disney is there's something to do no matter age, interests. They've really gotten good at diversifying everything. There's something for everybody. But you would not even recognize it, pal, now. If you went in 96, it's just so completely different. I just heard something about that, Brother E. So did everyone hear about the Twitch streamer who got banned from the platform because she was having sex while streaming? Funniest part about all this, she only received a 7-day temp ban. It's one of the garbage things about Twitch. I don't care if she only gets 7 days. I wouldn't even ban her for it at all. She's having a good time. But they're so uneven with the way they apply their consequences. Excuse me. Jack says, how fun would it be to send Amber a ticket to Disney just so she can ride the Pirates of the Caribbean ride? That's a good ride. It's always going to be a classic. Visual FX guy says, size doesn't matter. Kevin Hart says, damn right. They're going to learn today. All right, guys, I got to go. Oh, hold on. I want to see this. Right before I was about to go, Chrome says, here's the Twitch girl. Because I was wondering more about that. I just seen something about it today. Who is she? Make sure there isn't a reflection. You morons. The only thing I can say is she doesn't really seem to be all that into it. She took a 7-day ban for something that wasn't even all that much fun. Oh, she actually farted on the guy too. Sounds like they're having a good time. Yeah, like Kai says, and yet VTubers receive indefinite bans despite not showing any skin at all. It's bullshit. Twitch is, in that respect, no better than YouTube because they've been doing that for years. They have their favorites, and nothing is handled evenly at Twitch. Yes, guys, thank you so much for the stream. This was an absolute blast, as it always is, especially Free for All Fridays. But thank you. Thanks for all of you for all the conversation, for all the fun, and just for being with us. And again, anytime any of you guys are thinking Disney and want any tips, details on it, anything like that, just let me know. But this was a blast. And as a reward, of course, it's Free for All Friday. It's sticky stuff. It's gonna be Mickey Mouse sticky stuff today. We talked about Disney a lot today. Let's get a little. Here it comes. It's gonna be the greatest sticky stuff ever. Yeah. Oh, I went from Mickey Mouse into an entirely different character there. I think at the end, but you get the general. Oh, maybe it should be Goofy sticky stuff because here it comes. Bamfu bamfu, sticky stuff for you, 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 sticky stuff for you. Because we'll bang, okay, Flashly, like Buggy, and as always, most importantly, it's always Goofy and a little bit of Mickey. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.